yeah.
All right, we're back with another episode of Cleats to Seats. This is episode 8. And if you just saw all that confetti dropping, you know it's already the new year, 2026. And old Craig Sanders has gone big time, baby. I am officially the showman. I'm the showman of shows. Microphone makes me official. Got on the old internet and tried to beef up old Cleats' seats, and now we got us a microphone, so now you can't tell me nothing, baby. And this ain't no podcast. A podcast, you don't get to see the person on a podcast. You just listen, right? Right. This is a show, baby. You get to see me every week, and I appreciate you. From my people that tune in every week, half of you come just to see if I'm gonna say something stupid or something like that, and then the other half, y'all are coming to see these high school coaches that I'm spotlighting, and everybody needs to stick around for this high school coach that I'm gonna have today. He's big time. I'm gonna talk about him in a second. I kind of rush these sometimes and go right into the high school coach. I want to talk to you a second, man, going into the new year. I know everybody's got New Year's resolutions, things like that they're doing. I tell you, when I started the show, I dropped that one video where I was like, hey,
Cleats and Seats is a football show.
I actually
Built for
stopped on the
players.
side of the road, and me and Aaron did like 5 or 6, 10 takes of it, and we're supposed to be going on a date to Auburn, so I almost got my butt chewed on that one, but she's very supportive like she always is. But got that done. Long story short, the whole reason I'm going off on this tangent is, if there's something you want them to accomplish or do, it kind of helps if you got other people to hold you accountable. So I kind of just, I was wanting to do this show, and I was kind of talking myself out of it, but I put it on old social media and kind of put myself in a corner of, well, you already told people you're going to do it, so now you got to do it. So if it's something you want to be held accountable for, whatever your New Year's resolution is, man, comment it on the Cleats Seats page. I'll hold your butt accountable. I'll get you right, whatever you want to do. It's been a long 2 weeks, and I love it. I mean, we had a really good break. I'm videoing this Saturday night right now. Everybody's asleep except for me and Aaron. We're here watching the Seahawks and the 49ers in the game room. Got Aaron over here chilling on the couch. Got the boys asleep. We have officially got Beckett, not potty trained, but we're getting there. We're close. We're getting really close. So we got big boy underwear on. We're not having accidents in our underwear, and we're doing pretty good. So we're on a 2-week mark. So hopefully when he rolls back into BB school on Monday, he'll be ready to go and good there. So that's big time for him. I'm kind of rocking the Floribama thing for 2 reasons tonight. My man, number one, me and Aaron had a good little date day. You don't really get to have date nights with 2 kids. Maybe you do, but we don't. We don't like to be away from them. So we did a date day. So we went down to the wharf, jumped around down there to some different places, got some good food, and had a good time. Ended up going down to the Bama. I went down there, and it's a little different from when we normally go down there. Normally, we've been down there. It's about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, and you got bands playing all over. Well, if you go at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and you're mine and Aaron's age, you're definitely going to be the youngest people there. And you're going to hear some Beach Boy songs. You're going to hear some Down on the Corner out in the street. And there's about 70, 80-year-old women standing up, dancing, old man singing along, and all kind of stuff. But it was fun. Good little change up. Did that. And then another reason I'm wearing this, my man that we are going to hear from today, Coach Cantrell Tyson from Bullock County High School up through Union Springs. All my Clio people know that because I used to take Clio's short road, take 29, go up through Union Springs, through Skeggy, and then right to Auburn. So I did a lot of driving through Union Springs. So Coach Cantrell Tyson actually posted today he got his first buck of the new year. Check this thing out. Pretty sweet. It's a lot bigger than the ones I usually shoot. The ones I shoot, I might get in trouble if it wasn't on family land, but we ain't gonna talk about it. Not because I do that on purpose. I swear they look big. I get the okay from Aaron too before I pull the trigger. So, if it don't make the weight, that's why. So now I've talked to you for a little bit, man. Let's talk about Coach Cantrell Tyson. Coach Tyson is a former head football coach, former OC. He is currently the girls' head basketball coach at Bullock County High School and the athletic director. This guy wears multiple hats, and I don't want to pass this up. We kind of briefly talked about it in the interview. When he was coaching at Pensacola High School, he had a stroke on the sideline and lost like the left side of his body, and everything that comes with a stroke happened, and I just so happy and so blessed that he was able to come on, and he was fully, like, he was able to recover from it and everything else. So big shout out to him. I'm just like the last one, Coach RJ McDonald and Coach Cantrell Tyson. I don't know. I know I'm saying they're for like Coach Tyson, but I don't want you to know who they are. I've never spoken to them before. Some of the other guys I've had on the show, I know them. So this has been really fun for me to reach out to people and talk to that I don't really know. So us talking on the phone that you're going to see here in a second is our first time ever talking, and it was really fun to get to know him. He's a ball coach, man. X's and O's as far as that goes, basketball, football, and I can just tell from the 10 to 12 minutes that we talked, I guarantee you his players love him. He seems like a big time players coach that can get kids to buy into what he says. I follow him on Twitter. You need to go follow him too if you got one. He's really funny. And so here's the deal: like, it's not like, oh, I want this guy on because he's funny. It's like, no, when in our profession, there's a lot of good coaches, but there's not a lot of good coaches with personality. Which I don't know, but you got a good coach, X's and O's, then you got a personality coach too. So big time getting to sit down and talk to him. He was actually going, and we'll talk about it, but I'm telling you, he's got a bunch of hats, man, bunch of hats. So really excited for you guys to hear from Coach Tyson. And when we get done with his interview, that'll wrap up this episode 8. Let's continue to grow. Tag a friend in this video, share it out, man, and let's keep Cleats and Seats growing. And remember, if you love the game, you're in the right seat. All right, guys, on this episode of the Press Box, we go out to Bullock County in Union Springs, Alabama. We got Coach Cantrell Tyson from Opp High School. He's a former head coach, former offensive coordinator, and he's currently the Bullock County High School girls head basketball coach. What's up, brother? How are you?
Well, I'm good, man. I can't complain. I'm happy to be on for real.
Sweet. Well, my first question I had prepared for you, we're going to add an extra hat to it because you're aware of, you got a bunch of hats, man. You've been a head coach, you've
Yes,
been an
sir.
OC, you've been a
Yes.
girls basketball, a head basketball coach, and now you're out coaching. You're helping coach 12U. You're
Yeah, yeah,
stepping in for somebody tonight.
yeah. I stepped in for my brother tonight. While he was out sick and stuff. But it was it was very interesting. But I'm also the head middle school football coach and the athletic director at Bullock County. So I
Boy.
just try to get in where I fit in, man.
Hey, and the AD, man, I'm telling you, dude, you got a bunch of hats. Let's talk
Yeah.
about that, man. So you've been a former head coach,
Yes,
you're a
sir.
girls basketball coach, and you're an athletic director. Out of those three, which one is the toughest role for you? You think?
Uh, and my girls are gonna get me for this one. They're gonna let me have it when they see this. But probably girls basketball. I had to develop a lot of patience. Dealing with a bunch of girls. But it's been fun. It's been incredibly fun. I've learned how to do a ponytail now. I know how to put a
Look at you.
ponytail together. I know different shades of red from makeup or fingernail polish. But in all seriousness, though, it was tough, but it really taught me a lot of patience and how to deal with a lot of emotions. Because we know, obviously, the girls' game are emotional, but they teach you how to handle their emotions and everything like that. And that's been a good joy to have to learn and do in process. But it's tough, but it's fun.
That's cool, man. I feel like you got to have patience, no matter who you're coaching, boys,
Yes,
girls,
sir.
any kind of sport, because
Right.
it kind of wears on you. Uh,
Right.
Fill everybody in, man. This is one of the first few times I've ever gotten to talk to you. I've always enjoyed following you on Twitter or X. You know, you keep me
Yes, sir.
laughing on there. Fill everybody in on Coach Tyson, man, and tell us your story. Where you been, where you from, and all your
Yes,
little
sir.
stops where you coached at.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm from little old Opt, Alabama. If you blink one time going through, you'll miss the whole city. But
That's my favorite
everybody always
state.
says it's on the way to the beach. And if you ever heard of the Rattlesnake Rodeo, this is where it happens at usually that first or second weekend of April. And so that's what we're known for here. From there, I graduated and went to Faulkner University. Had the blessed opportunity to play there for a couple years before getting out of playing. And then my first ever job came in Marion County, Alabama, in a small town called Ewan, Alabama. And it's one of those again that if you blink, you really will like miss it going through there. And I've been at Carbon Hill High School, Hansville High School, Phil Campbell, and I've had the opportunity to come back home and one time to be an assistant under Mike Dubose, the former Alabama coach at Opp for a year before I took a head football job at Pensacola High School. Stayed there 2 years. And then when I came back to Alabama, I came up to Bullock County to be the offensive coordinator. And then from there, I've coached girls basketball and been the AD. And here I am today, man. I'm living life. I'm getting to do what I love to do every day.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I've read up on you, man, and it's crazy. While you were at Pensacola and stuff, that when it happened to you on the
Yes, sir.
sideline and everything,
Yes,
and
sir.
for everybody that doesn't know, you Coach Tyson ended up having a minor stroke on the sideline and lost, is it the left side of your body? You
Yes,
lost
yes, sir.
feeling and stuff like that,
Yes,
man.
sir.
So I mean,
Yes, sir.
blessings up to you, brother. I'm so
Oh,
glad
yes, sir.
everything came out okay with that, and
Yes,
you're back
sir.
rolling, dude.
Oh, yes, sir.
Um, the former OC. Now you touched base a little bit on Faulkner. You were a wide receiver at Faulkner, right?
I was. I don't look like it now, but I really
Nah, you
was.
do. You do. You feel like you can get out. What? So when you were doing your OCing, were you coaching receivers then, or were you taking kind of like the quarterback under your wing, or what were you doing with that?
Kind of most of the stops I did quarterbacks and running backs, but I love to do the wide receiver position. That is my heart. I absolutely love that position. But yeah, most of those times I've done it, I've been with the quarterbacks and running backs and stuff like that.
I got you. So you're currently coaching basketball. What habit do you think from football did you carry over the most to coaching girls basketball?
Just the toughness and the grind that there's a lot of people think it's because it's basketball. It's a little bit less. There's still a lot of things that have to go in there as far as the grind and the daily, film work, managing a team, managing a staff and stuff like that. So I kind of took that over a lot of things that I learned, over from football over to it. And I have the blessed opportunity to still be a part of our varsity staff, football wise. And I see the way our head football coach handles, managing all that. And I still take some stuff from him as well and translate it over to me running my basketball program.
Man, that's awesome. So two things right there. You talked about toughness and film. I'm very interested to know, like in basketball, what are some ways that you develop toughness with them in a sport like basketball? And then my second part question, because I'm ADHD and I'm going to forget. I work with Coach Bree Lancaster at Baker High School.
Okay.
And bro, all she does is watch film. I mean, like she's studying
Yes.
film. And it's a little different from football because, we watch clips. We're like,
Yes.
okay, clip, clip,
Yes.
clip, clip. And she's watching the whole game.
Right.
She watches it all the way through, and then she'll go
Right.
back and like study it and blah, blah. Like how is watching film from football to basketball, has that challenged you at all? So kind of a two-part question there.
Yeah, so the first part about the toughness, I think a lot of times, especially with the girls that I have, we have to build mental toughness. I think we have the physical attributes to being really good. I don't question our physicality, but ours was mental toughness. So we a lot of times put them in situations at practice, where it's not very favorable for them. Hold on, I lost my lighting there for a second.
No,
There
you
we
good?
go. So it's not very favorable situations that they're in. So that kind of helps build their mental toughness and everything, and it requires them to overcome a lot of stuff. So that's the more physical thing to talk about when I talk about my basketball team. But also though with the physical toughness, so we lift weights, we do stuff like that. We go through some very strenuous stuff as far as building our physical outlook and everything. So that those two kind of are the things I've really discussed when I talk about toughness for our basketball team. Most of it though is mental toughness to be able to overcome. The second part of that is yes, film. Man, I'm so blessed to have the staff that I have. They do a great work of having us prep through film of the scouting report that we have, and we kind of did something new. And shout out to my basketball mentor, Coach Cooper's head girls basketball coach at Highland Home. He
All
taught
right,
me
Coach Coop.
exactly. He taught me a new way of approaching film study and stuff like that. We allow our players to first do their own scouting report. They literally will sit in a room for the first hour of practice and they will watch a film, and they get to come up with whatever they want to as far as their scouting report, while us coaches go watch it in another room, and then we'll come back and we'll compare notes. And that has helped our team grow. I'm talking about tremendously.
That's
It
pretty
is
cool.
it is crazy that on game day when we say, okay, what's the scouting report, and they're able to go boom, 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 and it aligns exactly with what we have as coaches. So that's how our film work does. It's been so incredible to watch the growth of our kids and even our coaches and even me learning that process of how to do that through film work.
That's cool, man. That's them taking ownership of that film study too, and
Yes,
bringing
sir.
that back to y'all as coaches. That's really cool. All right, last little question about basketball, and then we'll jump into some football.
Yes,
What
sir.
if you were to jump back and be a head football coach? What would you take from this girls' basketball back to football?
Really, to be honest with you, and this goes for any time I've ever coached, is to love every player the exact same from top to bottom. Whether it's the girl that gets 32 minutes of game time, or it's the girl that probably never even gets in, and she may only ever get in on senior night. From top to bottom, because our girls, that, like I said, it's so many emotions, so many different levels of things, and you have to manage that, and you have to love them through whatever they bring to the table. So that I think would take to be able to go back to football. Football, you're going to have, well, at the 4A level, probably about 50 to 60 kids. So that's 60 emotions you have to love, unconditionally. And so I think that's the biggest thing that I would take back.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, you gotta love them no matter what. So like, let's jump back to football. So you're a former OC. Were you a sideline guy, or were you in the press box calling it?
So I've been a mixture of all of them. I would rather be in the press box, even
Yeah.
though that means sometimes when you have to walk down through fans, they let you know what you should be. But I like to really be off by myself. Even when I was on the sideline, I would be, call it more so from behind or whatever. Not to just be away from everybody, but kind of just have my thoughts to where I can, I can process them and everything like that and stuff. But I would rather be in the press box.
Yeah, I feel that. See, I'm a D line coach, and I feel like the
Uh,
D line coach has always got to be on the sideline, but I
yeah,
want to be in the press box.
yes,
Like I just want to go up there, but I feel like you always got to be on the sideline as a D line coach. That
yeah.
would be fun. What was your favorite run and pass concept when you were OCing?
Okay. So my favorite run is inside zone.
Okay.
It is not duo, by the way, just so for those coaches out there who keep debating that still. But
That's just duo, man. That's just duo.
but I love inside zone, and my favorite concept is passing concept is mesh, without a doubt. I think mesh is the great equalizer for man or zone in the passing concept. There's so much stuff you can do out of it. So
How are
I
you running mesh? Are you running it like everybody's bunched up, or what's your
Oh, so
favorite method?
my favorite way to run it is out of bunch. But I like to go 5 wide and just add an extra, safety valve out of there, out of it. So that's kind of like what I like to do a little bit.
Okay, that's not too bad, man. So we talked about you wearing hats earlier. Okay, I'm gonna jump around right here. Let's go back to let's talk about AD right now.
Yes, sir.
All the different hats you're wearing. What's your advice to coaches out there? Because you got different schools where maybe Craig Sanders is the head coach at this school and he's the AD, but over
Mm.
here this guy's the head coach and there's a whole nother AD has nothing to worry about that. What's
Yeah.
some advice you'd give to a guy that's having to like manage all these different hats? Because you seem like the king of it right now.
Man, I'm telling you what, delegate. You have to delegate, and you have to trust the people that you employ. I have no questions about what our head coaches will do when I ask them to do their job, or I give them a task rather. So you have to delegate and trust those guys and women that are in those positions. And unfortunately for me, I turn around and it's done instantly, like it's same day, and it's stuff that I think, oh man, it probably take a couple of days. But it's like the same day they'll have it back to me. So the biggest thing is to trust and delegate to the people that you know have in those leadership roles as head coaches and assistants. So that helps a lot, man. I really have no complaints about where our programs are as far as getting eligibility done, making sure we have nutrition, players or transportation is done, because it happens without me even having to send out emails and stuff like that. But I
Yeah, I
would
feel
like
that,
to know.
dude.
I would
Delegate,
just like to know
delegate's
who
the
stole
big
my
one.
stapler. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, last one, Coach, and I appreciate your time tonight. So
Yes,
we're
sir.
kind of in the period right now where everybody's either landing a job or they're out interviewing for jobs right now.
Right.
So you being a current AD, what matters most right now in a head coach if somebody's coming out there to interview?
For me, really, it's really for obviously it's the kids, the love for the kids. But where does your loyalty lie? And how did you handle going from the position that you're leaving, if it's on good terms and all that stuff? How did you handle it? Whether you think admin done you wrong or you think or it's vice versa, whatever. How did you handle that? And I think that's the biggest thing. Guys are going to be applying for jobs. Some guys will get jobs that many people think they shouldn't get, and a lot of guys will lose jobs that people think they should always keep. But it's just how do you handle that transition? Does it make you bitter or does it make you better? And to me, that's the biggest thing a guy has to answer with himself, when he's applying or he's leaving another job.
Hey, girls head basketball coach, athletic director at Bullock County High School, Coach Cantrell Tyson. Thank you for your time tonight, brother.
Yes, man. Thank you.